Hello.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Good morning.
How are
I'm
you?
sorry, I'm so busy, Nasir,
Yes, sir.
that I'm always asking you to wait like this.
Okay.
Okay.
How are you, sir?
So, yeah. I'm just, well, is it, could you record the
So, yeah, if you give me the
interview?
permission, then I want to record it.
Well,
Actually, my
let
supervisor
me
asked
just,
me to take the recording, so it will be helpful for me and for the department as well to keep it record.
yeah. Who is there in the department? Is there Ms. Nausad is there?
No, my supervisor name is Dr. Aslam.
Dr. Aslan is your supervisor.
Yes, sir.
And do you know you Nausad must be there, huh?
No, sir. Uh, I
Hmm?
I don't know him, sir. I'm from Maulana Azad National Urdu University, sir.
Right. I am talking about. I thought you were from Hindu. Sorry, Hyderabad Central University.
Okay.
Uh,
So I did my MPhil from there as well, uh,
uh-huh.
from 2019 to 2021.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and then I came here and for my PhD program.
Oh, so you know Anand Krishnan and Nausad, all of them.
I don't know him,
Rajiv.
but no, sir, I don't know him. But yeah, if I try to, then maybe I can get some information.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Yes, it's now working. Okay. So it's your first question is your journey and motivation behind using drama as a medium to address social issues, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, yeah. That's the first question.
So you have sent a lot of questions. I don't think today we will be able to complete everything, but let's see how far we can go, and then we can do it once again. I will be I will travel to Chhattisgarh today,
Okay.
and I will be back on 28th night. So sometime on 30th we
Uh,
can speak,
yeah, sir.
right? So yeah, let me tell you that I was actually not a theatre person,
Okay.
and I did not have any institutional training in theatre. So theatre was, I did not know that there was a theatre person in me. I was an out and out a political worker, and I was in a regimented communist party. And inside party, I actually experienced lack of democracy. You
Okay.
see,
Yeah.
so because it's highly centralized and you can only listen, you can only watch, you can only wait for the orders to come from the top.
Yeah.
You can't question any document that comes from the central committee. You have no space for debate, discussion, argument, nothing. You are just blind followers.
Okay.
Whatever comes from the top, you have to follow. So that it did not match with my concept of Marxism. So I experienced this religiosity inside the party. You know, in every religion, institutional religion, there is you can't question. You can't question Bible. You can't question Quran. It's not possible.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. In every
we
religion.
couldn't question the documents written by the central committee. So therefore, I experienced this religiosity inside the party, and I decided to leave. That's how actually my second innings of my young age started. So then I was deeply attracted by the non-party political activism, and I started working in a slum in Calcutta. And that Calcutta slum people were threatened by the policy of eviction
Yeah.
of the then left-front government. So I used to work with them, and they actually suggested some of us to go to their villages. And they were coming from villages of South 24 Parganas, close to Sundarban. So that's how actually we went, and we did not calculate this should be our village because the population is this many percentage of population belongs to minority, this many population belongs to lower caste. We didn't think about it.
Okay.
Because the slum dwellers, they said, come to our village, we went. So after going in the village as a city person from the city, we were having problem to be accepted because people did not say right on our face that we don't accept you, but they did not have trust on us. They had a lot of doubts, suspicions, and also they thought I can be an Oxalite.
Yeah, that I think that you have mentioned in the introduction section of the drama, like how you have been, can say, doubted, and how you have been, can say, suspicious that yeah, you are going to take them away, and you are going to, can say, kidnap, something like that. You think,
lot of things they had.
yeah, many things are there.
So you have read that chapter, so my answer will be same.
Yeah.
Actually, that's how the life in the villages was terrible. Even today, an agricultural worker in the village cannot imagine the condition we had gone through.
Okay.
There was no electricity, there was no roads,
Transport, everything.
there was no toilets.
Yeah.
There was no toilets. So actually, life was very no telephone. No telephone.
Yeah.
So you are totally disconnected. When you are going to the village, you are totally disconnected from your family, friends. But somehow my perception changed about regarding tradition.
Okay.
After I started watching the traditional art form.
Okay.
People call them folk, but the traditional art form, they are based on Ramayana, Mahabharata, epics, various things. And I found all the characters in their play were very complex, not simple.
Not simple. And there you can say one are associated with another one. And they're like depend with one, not one, they're not independent, but they're can say thinking like, yeah, miss some change will be there. Once I'm reading the play called, can say, Perspective, there's a character called Ranjan, how he's changing the mindset of the people, and on the other hand, how this can say the subaltern can say, or can say the local people are depend on him, like how one region will come and change the society, and another region will come and then can say change the mindset of the politician. So this is how they can say on another attached with, can say, or depend with another one. So this is how I got that as that point.
Yeah, that's also a very good point.
Yeah.
But since we have a very hatred towards religion and traditional, tradition is something that we thought of abandoning completely.
Okay.
So that was our party orientation.
Okay.
You see, they did not feel like showing us the true culture, philosophy here that evolved. They were colonized by either Soviet or by Chinese.
Okay.
They were doubly colonized. We were doubly colonized. One is English colonization.
Yeah.
That was there, and also the Soviet colonization. So naturally, we did not see what India was. And today, if you see, the India is in the clutch of fundamentalist forces.
Yeah.
It is not their fault. It is actually the fault of our leaders. They did not take care of it at all. Recently I was collecting. I was trying to find out the plays that were written during the period, a period between 1990s and 2020.
Okay.
So it's in 1990, with the Advani's Rath Yatra and then Babri Masjid things, 92, 6 December, it started to 2002 Gujarat.
Okay.
So, but the thing is, when I looked for plays that address the whole idea of communalism,
Yeah.
I did not find any good play, even from the left playwrights in the country.
Okay, sir.
A lot of eminent playwrights did not offer me a single good play that continued for a long time in a particular region and succeeded. No.
Okay.
So our idea is when there will be a tension,
Okay.
when there will be a communal tension, we will come down to the street, and when the tension will be over, we will go back to our home as if nothing happened before the tension, nothing will happen after the tension. So we are quite relaxed. We really did not try to understand how Indian culture cultivated the idea of critical thinking, plurality, the culture of acceptance, non-violence, love. We are only taught the history of violence.
Yeah.
You see, so that was the mistake. That was what very clear to me when I went to the village. It was very clear because I found they don't discuss this as there is a religiosity in the mind, but when they perform the play, it's just a play.
Okay.
It's just a form of theatre.
Yeah.
And the characters in each theatre is very complex. You cannot support Krishna all the time, even God characters.
Yeah.
God characters are controversial. Ram is controversial.
Yeah.
Krishna is controversial. So they kept this controversy, I realized deliberately, so that under no circumstances people try to become the blind follower.
Okay.
They wanted to make people social critic. विचार करते करते ना आप ज्ञान में पहुंच जाओ.
It's like sometimes we are blindly following, and then we can say divert them myself, or you can say ourselves to themselves. So this is how our mindset has also been controlled as well. Yeah, that thing is
Yeah.
as well. Yeah.
So you can see the authoritarian culture today in India. All the regional parties are led by the families.
Yeah.
And if a family is controlling a political party, that means inside that political party there is no democracy. So if the party leaders are not growing up with the perception of democracy,
Okay.
then how can they offer democracy to the people? And that is the advantage. You can see the right, extreme right, is taking up. They are taking this advantage. They are always saying the Parivarwad hai.
Yeah.
So why is it, and how do you fight fascism with this kind of forces? Those who have fascist element inside their party, it has not yet manifested that much like BJP. But if they go to the power, there is a strong possibility that it will manifest in their behavior too, because they control they're highly centralized.
Yeah.
Even a family, my party was not controlled by family, but I criticized the centralized attitude of the party. But now these regional parties are typically controlled by the family.
Yes, sir.
And we couldn't say anything because people lost their power of judgment. So my idea about tradition changed when I saw these controversial, complex characters presented in the epic.
Okay.
You criticize the god, thoroughly criticize. You blame them, you curse them, you take them into the task. You are allowed.
Okay.
So that, so I started learning traditional art. it attracted me. I started learning this art, and then they discovered a theater person in me. So I thought, let's do theater. That's how I came to the theater.
But sir, one question is here. It's not a question, but rather a kind of inquiry that for in your play, uh, the kind of can say inspiration. I think as I already can say, what I read from my reading or secondary materials that you have some kind of inspiration from can say Auguste Ball, Paulo Freire, from all these can say theater. Once a great theater artist.
That comes later.
Okay, later.
That comes later.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm talking about 1985.
Okay.
So then when I started, I decided to do theater.
Okay.
So it was a theater group comprised with men only because the women were not allowed to come outside their families those days.
Yeah.
So women, male character used to
perform or can say taking the woman's role.
Yeah, the men used to take the women's role.
Yeah.
But now we have 9 all-women teams where the women take the role of the men.
That's really can say the kind of achievement that you did you have. So that's a very good thing.
A very clear indicator that once we have no women in the team, now 75% actors are women.
Okay.
Because we have 30 satellite teams.
Okay.
So Janasanskriti is comprised of 30 satellite teams.
Yes, sir.
So we have more than 500 actors working, and they are not professional actors. They have their own profession. Theater is their political.
Okay, I can say output aspect. So yeah, that
passion. That's how we work. So this is how I came to the theater, and it was actually since there was Ball was not he didn't come to the picture that time. So Victor was so we started theater addressing people's problems. So when I thought I would do the theater, I brought some books from books of plays, good plays from Calcutta, and started my direction.
Okay.
Then I realized those days in '85, my actors still there with me. They did not know how to read. They are not literate.
Yeah, and most importantly, all of your actors or the artists belong from the rural areas. Like if I say giving example like Pritilata Mandal, and then some can say character. Yeah, all these people.
How do you know about them?
Sir, I've read everything can say related with Jana Sanskrit because my research is on this, so I'm thoroughly reading everything. Pritilata Mandal.
So what have you read? What have you read? Jana Sanskrit Forum Theatre and Democracy in India. Have you read?
Yeah. Jana Sanskrit Forum Theatre, then I can say Pritilata ma'am, and then Sima Ganguly's ma'am works, then Dear Da Costa's all works, and actually I have to mention everything in the form of review of literature. There I mention all these things, like how all these people are changing their mindset. And there is one main character who said that I'm abusing my wife. At the same time, I'm trying to show the people like this is wrong. I'm taking down and again at all this how they have transformed themselves through this theater. They have transformed the society through this theater. At the same time, they transform themselves. They inspiring themselves. So this is how this theater working as a form of empowerment, as a form of you can say the platform of democracy, as a form of you can say giving output or giving kind of inspiration to the people. So this is really wonderful. I'm really can say I was just touched. Wow, how is this working by challenging the conventional kind of theater? So this is really wonderful, sir.
Yeah. That actually, but if you see when we starting, they were educated but not literate.
Yeah.
So
that one is
the people it's an experience that told me to create a dramaturgy where today it is very strongly structured after Boal's contribution.
Yeah.
What we call scripting play instead of playing the script.
Okay.
So if I ask them to remember a script, they will find it difficult. But if I ask them to make your script, they will remember.
Okay.
And the stories in the traditional theatre is so popular that they can improvise the text on stage, even.
Okay.
So I started using games as social metaphors. So each theatre game and exercise, they help them to look at their reality around.
Okay.
So they are playing the games, but they are looking at their realities. So in one hand, they are developing acting quality, and on the other hand, they are cultivating the observation skill.
Yeah.
So
I think that's a good thing to depict the social realities as well. One time you are doing all this exercise like gaming activities. At the same time, you are inspiring the poor people, or you can say the rural areas people, and at the same time, you are also including like you are use like spectator technique. Through that technique, how these rural areas people are also taking part in it, and also they are sharing their problems or issues on the stage itself. So that's really good thing.
But that is coming much later. Initially, it was they were just alienated from their social reality. They were asked not to think.
Okay.
They were asked to follow. You don't have to think. You submit to us. Come behind. We will take you.
Okay.
So this is a culture of creating blind followers depend on us.
Okay.
So the parties and the NGOs, even the activist movement, later I told them that you are never different than the political parties, because you appeared to them as an alternative power. People saw you as a power.
Yeah.
They followed you.
Yes.
So you could not democratize the politics that way. So that time, people were actually, they were not used to see their reality and analyze things like that. So I started through scripting play. So when the scripted play, you must have seen a play called Gair Panchali, Story of the Village in India. So that was the first play.
Yeah.
That was the first play scripted by my actors.
Okay.
I composed the structures.
Okay.
Because I had to keep in mind that there was no roads in those days, so you have to work sometimes 3 hours and then coming back 3 hours working. So 6 hours of working for a 1 hour performance or 45 minutes performance. So naturally you have to carry your props, so that should be light and should be available in the village. They don't have to buy. So keeping all these things in mind, I created a structure which was very much influenced by the folk culture, the traditional art forms. So then this Gair Panchali, where the script was made by the people, by the actors, so we started performing Gair Panchali everywhere in the villages, surrounding villages. And they would go in the evening, we will start to go to another village, performing, coming back in the late night, and the next morning they will go to the field to work. So that's how the life was continuing. And while performing Gair Panchali, Story of the Village, we found that people are taking actions here and there. They are demanding 8 hours of work, they are demanding higher wages, and they are demanding also work from the government. So when we found that they are sporadically acting, then we combined them and formed an organization of agricultural workers.
Okay.
And this Gair Panchali, the play, that through that play we started demanding Employment Guarantee Act for the rural workers.
Wow, that's a good thing.
Yeah, so it was there in the Maharashtra as a scheme those days. So we demanded an act. And we finally, when we were performing plays and demanding this act, we found that people were responding. So in 1989, we went to Delhi by cycle.
So 55 days, 55 performance, and 55. Yeah.
That's how we made it a national issue.
Yeah.
And 2005 also again we went. to Delhi by cycle, and 2005 this 100 days work guarantee act was passed. So history nobody will write this, but actually a theatre group had an enormous contribution to this struggle and towards making it a national issue.
I think
By traveling from
Seema ma'am plays very wonderful role at during this time. Like I think if I'm not wrong, she has a good coordination with all the team members and can say she maintains everything, and
yeah.
she is really wonderful because when I read that's what I found, like the way she can say takes these performances, the way it's like completely passionate about theater, passionate about performances. I want I can start talking about the social issues of the society. So that's really wonderful. That's really wonderful.
So you have read the scripting power on and off stage.
Yeah.
Dia's book.
Yeah, Dia's book. Sir. So all these essays, and even sir, I'm also trying to figure out like the subaltern resistance through 4 essays, sir. Like written by Seema ma'am, Pitilota Mandal ma'am, Kavita Beras ma'am, and one more essays are there. So from 4 essays, I'm trying to figure out like how this subaltern resistance I can say is taking place, and how this subaltern I can say protesting against the patriarchal figure. Especially my focus is on against the patriarchal figure, because when I read all these can say essays, I just can say found like patriarchal is one of the toxic aspect that still exists today in our society, and how Seema ma'am encountered everything from her family, from her father to her brother, even how can say she got you as a can say form of soldier, and can say how you help her from can say from her family, and how she spends her time in the hospital. So that's really wonderful. And again at the same time when I read the essays of Pritilata Mandal ma'am, like the kind of freedom she got from the family, from her father, that kind of can say freedom Seema ma'am did not get from her family. Although, can say, though her father is a physics teacher, but still she didn't get that opportunity. So that's wonderful. So the kind of disparities between the educated and uneducated. So I really enjoyed that part as can say, sir. So what I believe, like the kind of patriarchal aspect, this wonderful women are can say encountering throughout their essays. So that's really amazing, sir. That's really wonderful. I really enjoyed that their I can say essays, or you can say the narratives or write-up. Yeah.
Very good. Yeah. So yeah, actually you have rightly pointed out it is not about I mean the so-called education. A physics teacher did not know what a primary school teacher will take standard.
Yeah.
But he understood it. So who is actually educated?
Educated, and there's a kind of disparity is there. Like he's a physics teacher, still he doesn't have can say that kind of I don't know what maybe that kind of traditional can say aspect or traditional norms. He maybe he is following. Maybe he is following his father. Again, in her family, there is a foundation of her uncle, like Seema ma'am's uncle, like how he is dominating the family. I don't say it's a dominating, but the kind of I can say narratives that I got throughout this in that perspective, I'm saying, sir. Yeah.
Yeah, it is a centralized patriarchal family, but that exists all across the globe in our society, of course.
As a part.
So I would be highly interested to see how you are substantiating it. That subalterns fight against patriarchy.
Yeah,
that's.
I'm trying to see. Let's see, sir. I'm trying to figure it out. But my main focus is like the domestic violence, and how can say the patriarchal figure can say are existing in today's society as well. At the same time, I'm also can say I'm seeing all these things through the domestic violence aspect from the familial structure, sir, in their works. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. It's going to be a good thesis, and I will keep cooperating you as far as I can. So, since we are responding to your first question,
yes,
you can see that theater started as an activist movement. So we did not see any line between acting and activism.
Okay.
So if you see by political parties, NGOs, non-party political groups, they think that theater is the wing.
Okay.
It's a support service to the main.
Okay.
But for us, it was theater as politics because we did not see theater as a support service because theater in itself was a political activity.
Yeah.
So since the very beginning, we combined the on-stage, off-stage line was invisible in the practice of Janaskriti.
Okay.
And I still feel, and I keep telling to my colleagues in the group,
okay,
that try to combine activism with your acting, on stage, off stage, try to combine in whatever way it is possible in your context. Otherwise, you are weakening theater of the oppressed. You are not actually understanding the power of theater. Power of theater is being minimized only on stage. So it has to be on stage, off stage combination.
Here, sir,
So we didn't see.
You can say coined one phrase that is theatricalization of politics.
Yeah.
Theatricalization of politics, like how this theater can be used as a tool or as a political tool, or you can say how the politics has important role dominating the society, and how this theater can encounter all kind of aspect, all kind of problems. In, I think, if I'm not wrong, maybe it is in Song of the Village this term, or you can say in the introduction it's already there in Diaz ma'am books. That thing I got there, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
That's true. So actually, the Dia ma'am also has written on and off stage.
Yeah.
Scripting for on and off stage. So off stage is very important if you want to understand theater. If you want to redefine what is theater. Theater is not just a performance on stage.
Yeah.
You see, it's all about scripting intellectual power.
Yeah, obviously, yeah, it is. Yes, sir.
So that the term it was very clear when we started practicing theater of the oppressed, when I got in touch with Boal, my teacher. Before that, we had a propagandist group because the propaganda inspired us. Kai Pachal was a propaganda theater.
Yeah.
So there was no forum. At this time, you know that I wrote a play called Sodoma.
Yeah, so
a woman.
Yeah, woman.
Correct.
Struggle. Yeah, that's also my play. I'm trying to figure it out, like the intersection of class and gender, how it has been, can say, how she has been encountered different kind of problems, and how can say she was subjected in the time of politics, and how she is being used as a weapon or tool to getting the vote, or you can say how she was used as a vote bank in the village areas. And in terms of love relationship, there's a character called Adhir, how she how he can say abandoned her after her can say the can say seduce event. So that I also try to figure it out. At the same time, how she can say struggle, how she fight against all those people. And again, there is one point also, like some other characters like Sutapa, how she gives support to Soroma to can say figure it out, like how she has been can say part of the society, but still she is not getting the kind of privilege, or can say the opportunity to fight against the oppression of political leader, or you can say some can say or women organization. All the women organization is should work for the women, but still these women organization are not fighting for the women. Rather, they are, can say, are more interest in their can say things on their aspect. Yeah, so that I try to figure it out, say, in my thesis.
Yeah, you should see how patriarchy is present in the so-called progressive politics.
Yes, sir.
They see women as their wing, not independent.
Yeah.
So they cannot take the independent stand because they are the party wing. So that is the idea.
Yeah.
That's how the patriarchy was promoted in the late politics in our country.
Okay. Yeah. Yes, sir. One more thing is there, sir, like I rightly you have pointed out, like only 12% or something, 30% should be there in the parliament as a point of reservation, but still they are not, I can say, a part of it. I can say how they are can say being subjected in the particular rural areas only, are not getting any kind of good status in the society. So that
Hmm.
things I try to show in my thesis as well.
Yeah, that's a very important chapter. In fact, Dia had worked on that chapter a lot. You can try to find her essays regarding that chapter.
Yes, sir.
And what happened actually after, you can see in the play, the last part, we are actually, the actors are arguing with each other whether Sharma
Get
could
the
have succeeded without the support of the NGOs.
yeah.
Why we did this, it was not initially in the play, but we did this because once we were performing this play in a village, tribal village,
Okay, sir.
and I used to live with those tribal community, Santal community, because my friend married to one Santal woman, so I had access.
Okay.
I had access.
Okay, sir.
So then I used to go and stay, live in their houses. One day we were performing this play, Sodoma, and after the play was over, everybody was very happy to see because it was very well structured. I used a lot of body, physique, choreographed. It was my play was never like the mainstream Nukkad Natak, where you don't see the aesthetic element, only they speak, they give message. So I did not like it ever.
Okay.
So naturally, the Sodoma was a very well structured play, very well choreographed. A lot of dance songs, as usual. In my play, that's the influence of traditional art. I use a lot of songs and dance. So it was a very good play actually. We were acted out by our actors. But when the play was over, few women, one of them is Fulmani.
Yeah.
You know the Fulmani episode, eh?
Yes, obviously, sir.
He,
how she was can say, even she was also there's a kind of illegal relationship between full money and the contractor in the
yeah.
called the brick
But
factory.
here you can see the class and patriarchal, class and gender dimensions, because Fulmani had to accept. In case of Sarma, she was forced.
Yeah.
By the rapists. But in case of Fulmani, she volunteered. She has to go.
Yeah.
Because otherwise she will not have money to sustain.
Yeah.
So it was even when consciously you are surrendering.
Yes, sir.
Because you have to sustain. So there is a class. If Fulmani had the money to sustain, she would not have surrendered in front of the contractor.
Yeah.
Right? So then after this Fulmani episode, when we realize that our definition of or perception of empowerment does not work at all. Fulmani's perception of empowerment and our perception of empowerment are two different things. Our perception is very limited.
Okay.
So then actually, that is the time I got in touch with Boral.
Okay.
From that time onwards, I started writing to him. So it was initially, because I had no computer and email those days, so we used to fax.
Okay.
I used to go to Calcutta to fax Boal, and then Boal will return the fax. So that is how we used to converse through fax.
Okay.
Because I had no email. Then Boal became very interested to see me. In fact, he was very desperate to see me.
Yeah, I think he visited in 2010, I believe, and there's a 2010 or 12 maybe, and that time it's a very big can say gathering around 12.
Yeah, it was in 2006.
Yeah.
2006.
2006, yeah. Around 12,000 people gathered, and he was so surprised and so much excited. And
Have you seen the video? Have you seen the video?
I didn't see the video, sir, but I have seen some videos, but not the videos. But I have, can say, gathered all this information from the essay, from your books, from all this.
Yeah, yeah, we must upload this in our YouTube because we are very poor in social media. Okay. So now, last 6 months, 7 months, we are becoming particular about social media.
Okay.
So we have now a YouTube channel. So where we must put this video.
Oh, sure.
So actually it was in 2006, but I made ball in 1991 in Paris.
Okay. So
that was our first meeting, and it was a love at first sight. You know that if you have read my book called From Ball to Janasanskriti by Routledge, London.
Yes, sir.
There is a section of letters between me and Ball, and in that in that section, you will find Ball wrote his last mail to me.
Okay.
His last mail to me from the hospital, and there he wrote in capital, "Theatre of the Oppressed needs you. You will never retire." So that was her last instruction to me. So I will not be, I tell everyone that I cannot retire because he from his hospital bed wrote to me this. So that letter is there in my book, From Ball to Janasanskriti. You can actually see it. So you can also feel the nature of relationship we had. We were like a family. We are still a family. Julian calls me Borda.
Okay. Yeah, that I found in the book as well, like how they are can say giving suggestion, how they are saying like to sustain this theater. Ralph Arrow is one of the good artists in your theater, I think, or I believe, and how Ralph Arrow giving different kind of suggestion to sustain this theater of Janasanskriti.
I have written a lot on Janasanskriti.
Yeah.
He is his recent book, Janasanskriti, again Routledge London publication. Okay. You can actually access. In fact, if you come here, you can actually see the work in the ground and can read books which you don't have to buy.
Okay.
Because the Routledge London books are hugely expensive. I don't know, you must be getting some scholarship, but still you can save money.
Okay.
Hello.
Yes, sir. I got 2 books, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm here, sir. Are you getting me, sir?
Reconnecting.
Hello.
Oh.
Hello, sir. Hello.